Okay, so this is my Cabalist spec. Just a few things to go over. I use one macro for this one, which is right here. I cast Tyranny of Death, Marrow Harvest, Well of Souls, and Curse of Solitude. Uh, the Tyranny of Death is basically your bomb. You put it on one creature, and if that creature dies, it explodes and deals damage to every creature around it, also exploding any Tyranny of Death that might be on them. Okay, so this is the bread and butter right here. You have Tyranny of Death, and then Bound Fate through your spec spreads Tyranny of Death to any other creature in the area. So you hit Bound Fate and you hit Tyranny of Death, and then all of a sudden everybody has it. Okay, after that you Disintegrate, which blows up your Tyranny of Death. So it's basically a 3-button combo. Everything else is kind of just added on to that. Marrow Harvest deals damage after 6 seconds. So it's kind of also like a bomb, but it doesn't blow up everybody else. Well of Souls hits everything around it, so it damages up to 8 enemies within the first within the range of the enemy that you cast it on. Okay. Um, and then also Curse of Solitude uh, it does the same thing, deals damage to everything around an enemy for 1.5 seconds. So usually I'll hit all 4 of these. Additionally, I'm partially Defiler, and Defiler gets something called the Beacon of Despair, and basically all the damage that you do, the threat goes to the Beacon of Despair. So the first thing you drop is the Beacon of Despair. I'm going to pull a pretty big group here, but I'm going to drop the Beacon of Despair before I actually pull anything, so that you can see that. I've also gone into Purifier, just 2 points. Got myself a shield. Shields are good. And 18 points into Defiler to get my Summon Beacon of Despair. Everything else into Cabalist. I am missing out on a few things, but it doesn't matter. You really pull a lot of DPS with this. Unfortunately, there's something here that has to go down real quick, please. So anyway. And you notice, it didn't die instantly, but that's because nobody else around it didn't have like 10 creatures around it that had a Tyranny of Death on it. As soon as you have that, then yeah, you really get a lot of creatures. So I'm gonna drop my Beacon of Despair. If you target something, it'll summon the Beacon of Despair at the target, but instead I'm just gonna drop it right here because that's what I want to do. And since I'm not in combat, well, actually, you don't have to, it doesn't matter, but we're going to go and run through a few things, and they're all going to go over there to my Beacon of Despair. So I'm going to start blowing them up, and you notice most of them died instantly. Probably not showing this as well as I can, but whatever's. That was just the 1-2-3 combo, just the Tyranny of Death, the Bound Fate, and then Disintegrate to blow them up. Didn't take too much damage. Whenever the Beacon of Despair gets hit, I take damage, but there's a shield that you can get that mitigates that. So you can have double shields. Actually, I put the shield on it. Put the shield on me. If you do start taking damage, since I went into Defiler, there's some heals, which are more bomby heals also, Just put 3 foul growths on yourself, and then hit that, and it's a pretty big heal. Heal me for about, 6k or so. And I have 14k lives, so a good third of my life. Let me pull some more. See if I can get a bigger group going here. Luckily, the Beacon of Despair lasts for about 5 minutes. So, there we go. I'm actually, since I'm not going to ride around, that didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. We're just going to summon the Beacon of Despair at his location, and I'm going to start tagging things. And you notice they all go that way. I'm gonna put it on the last thing that I drew. Boom, 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 and boom. And they all just die. You know, it's, didn't pull too many, but you know, still, you know, 5 mobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 mobs died pretty much instantly. Granted, these are level 51s. I'm a level 60, so they're not hitting as hard. This is basically coming here just to show you this. I can go to a harder area. I'm gonna go ahead and go to a harder area.